Okay, so I'm going to go over a quick example of a scatter plot using some basic athletic data. This data isn't meant to be, the scores here aren't correlated with one another. It's just random data, just to use as an example of how to create a scatter plot. So I'm going to start off using this raw data to create some other measures. So we'll start off using height and reach to create a relative reach. So here we have the reach divided by the height, and then drag the bottom right corner down to create that value for all the other athletes. Do the same for BMI. Now we'll just use a basic BMI rather than an athlete-specific BMI, so that BMI will be the body mass divided by the height in centimetres, height in metres, which will be the height in centimetres divided by 100 squared. So if using Excel, will be to the power of 2. And then drag that bottom right corner down. Vertical jump and counter movement jump can then be used to calculate the eccentric utilisation ratio, which will be counter movement jump divided by vertical jump, and drag this down. Back squat, we can calculate relative back squat, and again we'll just use a very simple calculation of relative strength, weight lifted divided by body mass, as opposed to an allometrically scaled measurement. Drag that down. Here, relative bench press, and do the same. So from here, we decide which measures we wish to compare, and then go about formulating a Z-score. So Z-score is basically a score of how one athlete compares to the average across the board. So to do that, we need to calculate the average and the standard deviation. So we're going to make a few more rows. For the mean, which is the average, and the standard deviation. So to calculate the mean, you have the average. Start typing in average. Average should come up. Highlight the values, and then we can drag this number across. Standard deviation. Again, just start typing in STDE, the standard deviation should come up, and again, highlight the relative and drag across. So let's say we want to compare 6 measures. So I'll insert 6 new columns. Just decrease the column width. And we'll call those Z-score. So it's a Z-score for counter movement jump, Z-score for eccentric utilisation ratio, Z-score for relative back squat, Z-score relative bench press, Z-score for 4-minute push-up, and Z-score for the 30-15 intermittent test. So all we do there is we subtract from the athlete's score the average for that test and divide that by the standard deviation. Now, so that this formula is fixed against these values, we add a $sign in front of each of those values. And again, drag that down. Do the same here, eccentric utilization ratio. Here. Put that in brackets. Divided by standard deviation. Drag down. Again, just make sure, remember to add the $sign. Relative back squat. Take the average divided by standard deviation. Add in our $signs. Relative bench press. $signs and drag. 4-minute push-up. Drag. Again, forgot those $signs. Make sure you put them in. And 30-15. From here, we'll just clean these scores up. Just go to 2 decimal points. And from there we can analyze the data. So let's say we want to have a look at athlete 1, highlight all the relative measures that we're going to look at, highlight the scores. You want to hold the command key down while you do this. Go to charts, click radar chart. From here, on a Mac, control, move chart to a new sheet, and we might want to title this athlete 1. So we can see here the profile of the athlete. So they have good aerobic endurance, very good muscular endurance, strength is fairly poor, eccentric utilization ratio is fairly poor, and counter movement jump is also below average. And then want to compare that to athlete 3. So again, select across the top, hold down command, Select athlete 3, radar plot here, control, move chart, now you see this athlete lacks metabolic capacity, decent muscular endurance, poor upper body strength, very good lower body strength, very good lower body power. The other way we can analyse this data is with the use of a bar or column chart. So again, highlight up the top. Let's have a look at athlete 7. Just a clustered column. Control, move chart, this is just a different way to look at the values. You can see the ones on the positive side of 0, those that are above average, and those on the negative side, those that are below average. So here you can see they have very good eccentric utilisation ratio despite having a poor counter movement jump score in relation to the other athletes. Poor strength, good muscular endurance, but poor metabolic capacity.